On this show, we've repeatedly talked about the debt trap. It's a Chinese speciality. But how do you define a debt trap? It's basically an endless cycle of loans. You take more loans to repay existing ones, loans on top of loans. That's what we call a debt trap. If it sounds too complicated for you, I've got a solution. Just look at Sri Lanka. That is what a debt trap looks like. Sri Lanka is scheduled to make massive debt payments later this year. We're talking about $4.5 billion, out of which $500 million is due next week. Just one problem. Sri Lanka does not have the foreign reserves to repay. So what does it do? Borrow more from China. I know it sounds absurd. China is the reason why Sri Lanka is in this mess. They've already borrowed $3.5 billion from Beijing, and now they want to borrow more. What do we make of this decision? This geopolitical Stockholm syndrome. Just 2 days back, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi was in Sri Lanka. The Lankan government had just one big demand: please restructure our loans. Basically, change the terms of lending, maybe a lower interest rate or a longer repayment period. And how did China respond? They said they will think about it. Well, China can think all that they want. But here's what we want to know. What is Sri Lanka thinking? They're struggling to repay Chinese loans, and they're asking Beijing for debt relief. And at the same time, they're taking more loans from the very same China. I'm not saying that Sri Lanka does not need foreign assistance. They do, certainly. Without fresh funds, Colombo will likely default on their payments. But the question is, where should those funds come from? Ratings agencies have started downgrading Sri Lanka. Standard & Poor have changed their outlook from CCC plus to CCC. Fitch and Moody have done the same. They're expecting the forex situation to get worse in Sri Lanka. So why is Colombo going back to China? Because frankly, they do not have many options. When most countries face financial trouble, they turn to the IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund. They negotiate a bailout to keep their economy running. But Sri Lanka does not want to do that. Why? Because the IMF has conditions. Their loans come with conditions. You may have to implement austerity measures or maybe relax government restrictions. Sri Lanka does not want to do that. Here's what their central bank governor said. Our view is the path we are on is the most appropriate. The IMF is not a fix-all solution. It's not a magic wand. There's maybe a possibility of a new loan from China to cushion our debt repayments. We have an understanding that they would assist us. Well, he's right about one thing. The IMF is not a fix-all solution. They're often harsh on countries desperate for money. I can give you an example. Think back to the Asian financial crisis of 1997. The IMF stepped in with a $40 billion loan. But the conditions were severe: lower spending, lower deficits, and a fast track to capitalism. This is what the IMF always offers. So Sri Lanka is right in looking for alternatives. But the question is, was China the best one? They have already taken over one national asset. The Chinese have taken the Hambantota port. With more loans comes the risk of losing more assets. Having said that, it's Sri Lanka's call to make. Maybe old habits die hard. Maybe China sweetened the offer with something extra for Lankan leaders. It's happened before, you know. Whatever be the reason, this should be a lesson for the world community. If you do not offer better alternatives, more countries will turn to China for loans, for bailouts, for currency swaps. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.